Since you guys love my best 5 attackers in Rainbow Six Siege, I thought why not do the best 5 defenders in Rainbow Six Siege. I'm going to start off with the 2 that we always put in the list, Smoke and Mute. I know you might be like, oh, can you not pick one? No, they're basically the same kind of operator in the sense, but just do slightly different things in slightly different scenarios. I'd probably personally right now put Mute slightly above Smoke, but obviously no operator does what Smoke does like Smoke does, if that makes any sense. Smoke denies the last 30 seconds if you play Smoke properly, but Mute right now, just in terms of an operator, is slightly better because of the Kaid ban constantly. So you've only really got Bandit and Mute just kind of stop the walls, and obviously you don't use all your Mute jammers for walls, but it's a good way to slow down the attack at least. They both have incredible kits. They basically have the same kit. The only difference in their kit is that Mute has the MP5K and Smoke has the FMG9. However, Smoke now has the 1.5 on the FMG9, which he's always had, but Mute now has lost his 1.5 on his MP5K. So a lot of people like to play that. I personally don't. I only really use SMG11 shotgun combination because I think it's quite important as your job to make rotates. Obviously, you've got other operators do that, that's fine, but that's my loadout most of the time. The only other difference is that he has a C4 Mute and Smoke has a shield. Obviously, to play around that, Smoke with a shield is better in my opinion than even a C4. SMG11 has been buffed because of muzzle brake. If you aren't using muzzle brake on PC this season, you are trolling. This thing gives you negative recoil. You can't even use the silence if you really want to. It's also viable. The gun combination is absolutely incredible. I think SMG11 is one of the best guns in the game. This shotgun's one of the best shotguns in the game. That kit alone makes them fantastic, alongside their brilliant utility like a Mute jammer or the smokes. And that's why Mute and Smoke always in the top 5 at the moment, unless they get a really big gadget nerf or their shotgun or SMG11 changes. They will always be the easiest go-to operators in Rainbow Six Siege. It takes a bit of learning what rotates to make them and how to use an SMG11, but once you get that down, you can always play Mute and Smoke on every single floor on the fence. No one's ever going to have a go at you because they're that goated. Moving on to the next operator in this tier list, we're going to go with Frost, and you might be going, Frost? Yes, Frost. Frost is crazy again. She's always been crazy, but that 1.5 makes it another level. We obviously know what the Frost mats do. 3 of those, and even if they don't get a kill, you have to destroy them. Obviously, you don't have to step in them. You can avoid stepping them in, but if you put them in the window vaults, you got to destroy them. You got to look down. So you can swing off them. If you know someone's going to jump in, you know if he even kills you, he's going to get injured by the Frostmite if he doesn't shoot it in time. So that's the trade-off with that gadget, at least. Then you have her gun. Her gun is absolutely insane now. You can run a suppressor. It's got a 1.5. We all know what kind of gun it does. It's 45 damage shots, which is kind of crazy for what kind of gun it is. She has a shotgun, which is incredibly important to make rotates. I don't know if you guys know this, but on the fence, it's quite crucial to make rotates. It's one of the things that will really change your solo queue experience if you know what rotates to make and what reinforcements to make, and Frost allows that. And she also has a shield and even a bulletproof if you don't need an extra shield, but a shield is one of the best things other than a C4 to have on the fence. Her kit is 10 out of 10. Her gun is 10 out of 10. She has a shotgun, has a shield, has 3 frost mats. What more do you want? Then we're moving on to an operator that has gone under the radar again, in my opinion, not in Pro League, but in just casual play and just ranked solo and all that stuff. I don't see a lot of his army, but when I see a lot of his army and I see his army played correctly, it's insane. It's insane how good she can be. It's about her barriers and where you place them. Like we all know Clubhouse, Rafter hold with Azami, but you can do many more things. Her kit is very simplistic, but perfect. Impacts, we know what impacts do. Deagle can also make rotate or rotate holes at least, which is incredible. You can use this shotgun. I recommend giving it a go. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I love it. Got 1.5 with the vertical grip. Boom, boom, boom. Makes rotate as well. It's a 2 shots, a 3 shot kill. Obviously, if you don't like that, you've got the 9X, whatever. We know it's Capcan's gun. Another fantastic gun as well. But I'm really enjoying this ACS12 shotgun. But more importantly, it's about her kit. Azami, we know what the keeper barriers do, but they do so much flexibility, and there's no operator that has this much mid-round flexibility like an Azami. You can plan around an attack, and you know what defenders they have. Let's say they have a Jaeger 1 Smoke Mute, a Mira. We know how to attack that. But when an Azami's on the board and they stay alive and they use most of their keeper barriers, she can do things that completely changes the round, like block off something and 3 people run upstairs and it's blocked off and you hear them. You got to take 3 melee or you got to destroy it. It's a character like no other. It's a really hard character to nerf. I think she'll always be a good pick. And a good Azami plays win you rounds, and that's why Azami makes it in the top 5. So these two make it in together, but I'm going to put one above the other. It's Jaeger and Wamai. They always go hand in hand. It's like Mute and Smoke at the moment. It used to always be Jaeger, and then Wamai kind of took over. Now I still think Wamai just beats Jaeger. Wamai lost the 1.5, the MP5K, which is quite a big deal because MP5K felt incredibly clean, but the AUG suppressed this season feels incredibly clean as well. I would use the Keratos as well because it makes nice head holes as well. Then you've got scanners or impacts depending on what you want. I think the scanners, did I say? Sorry. proximity alarms are slightly better just because how you play Wamai. It's very, very important. When I say I put Wamai above Jaeger, Wamai's got to survive for most of his gadgets to be thrown. If he dies before his magnets are thrown, then you are like not trolling, but there's not much point playing Wamai. You might as well just play Jaeger that round because their guns are very similar. At least with Jaeger, if you're being overly aggressive, your 3 Jaeger gadgets will be on the floor or put down and you can go die and they're still going to be there, going to be destroyed. But with Wamai, if you die with your gadgets on you, there was no point in playing Wamai. You get my point? But if you survive and you play on site and you play smart, Wamai is better than Jaeger because of how many you can throw down and unpredictability. Let's say you hear 2 flashes being thrown or 3 flashes being thrown. Nothing's being grabbed by it, or like what I'm trying to say is that they're trying to burn utility. You hear 3 flashes, you throw a disc, catch the nade, there you go. You can't do that with the Jaeger. Obviously, you can mid-round put it down, but it's a lot harder and a lot less flexibility. And Wamai is basically a slightly better Jaeger if you survive. That's what I'm trying to say. But if you want to be aggressive, swing everything, be that entry fragger on defense, I should say, then I would still say pick Jaeger. That's my stance on those guys. They're both top 5, but if I had to put one above the other, it's Wamai for long term, Jaeger for short term. I hope that helps. And the last operator in the top 5, I know I've mentioned more than 5, but I'm just trying to put them together so you guys get a better understanding. This season is Alibi. You might be like, whoa, Alibi? Yeah, it's because she's a 3-speeder. 3-speed is very important on defense. It kind of makes you feel like a little bit of a ninja, and there's no other 3-speeds on this list that have made the top 5, so it's going to be Alibi for me this season. She has one of the best guns in terms of how it feels. You can easily put a suppressor on this. It feels great. Again, like I said, she also has the ACS-12 shotgun. This shotgun's a nightmare for me to say for some reason. Then she also have a Keratos, which is fantastic, but I highly recommend you use the Bailiff for those rotates. That's what's very important with these roaming aggressive 3-speeds that we don't have really. Like Vigil has impacts, that's not great in my opinion. It does the job, but impacts rotations aren't great. They are fine, but they're not great, that's what I'm trying to say. You have the flexibility here with the Alibi to go roam, use your Bailiff to pop a hatch open, to drop away, fall away. You put your shield down, you get what I'm saying? You have so much flexibility when you attack. 3-speed, plus we all know what her ability is like. It's incredibly annoying to attack. Shoot through a barricade, not when there's placed right behind it, but put it somewhere, you know, kind of behind the bomb. Shoot through it, and then you get pinged in a 1v1 with 15 seconds left. By accident, you didn't even see it. It's very strong. It's very, very strong. To get that red ping every so often is a game changer. So for me, this season, Alibi is probably easily the best 3-speed right now in Brutal Swarm. I haven't really got much more to say than that, and we all know her presence is very strong. If you haven't already bought her, buy her. She's a lot of fun, and yeah, that's the roam I suggest playing this season, other than Oryx. But I think she slightly beats Oryx this season. That's what I'm trying to say. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope this video helped you. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. See you guys.